Lance, thank you so much for your time today. I really, really appreciate it. I came across you at a networking event, I could say, in Dubai recently. You're an independent recruiter and have been here in Dubai for the last, 10, 11 years. And I really appreciate
Yes.
being here today. So please introduce yourself to my audience, and it would be fantastic to hear about you.
Right. Trisha, thank you so much and nice meeting you again online. yeah, you're right. We met during a networking session that we made, also related to job market here in the UAE last time, and we got so many interesting things that we talked about last time. And yeah, we're here actually to help out some of the people here in the UAE who might be interested on how to be successful in getting the jobs that they want in this part of the world. You're correct. I'm an independent recruiter, so I'm at the moment helping out some companies not only in the UAE but in the other parts of the world when it comes to their recruitment needs, from sourcing candidates, calling them out, doing some interviews, and uh, letting them sign the offer letter. I'm working currently with some clients in the UAE. I have some clients in the US. I have some clients in the UK, and also in the Philippines right now. Yeah.
Fantastic. What a breadth of experience that you've got. I would love to hear your insights. Do you think that there's been a significant change in terms of recruitment or hiring pre-pandemic, during pandemic, and now as we're coming maybe to the end of things, or things are again changing? What are the dynamics that you've seen?
Oh, yes, that is a very interesting question because a lot of things really change. And good thing about that is everyone actually were thinking that we might not be ready with the changes that could happen when it comes to the job market. But we were surprised that everybody actually just embraced whatever changes happened during this pandemic. If before, like a recruiter myself, when I was working full time in one company here in the UAE, if what we do before is really got busy in meeting people on a daily basis, doing interviews from morning until afternoon, searching people, doing phone calls and all that, everything changed. I mean, like what we're doing right now, we're doing Zoom meeting and all, and very interestingly, it's like because the misconception is that if everything will be done online, what about the process of having a human interaction? Because we're thinking that the emotion could not be there because it's very important for a recruiter to feel exactly what the other people feels about the first impression, as we always say, the the reaction of the person when you're asking the question, how genuine he or she will be. But nothing changed. Actually, technology was really a big help for everyone, and all of us were able to embrace it, as I mentioned. And I think that this will continue until how many years from now, even after the pandemic. And good thing is that technology is here, and all of us, I think, are ready on whatever other changes will happen in the next future.
I think really technology has increased productivity, even though it's, um, maybe tiresome, more tiresome than ever, but it allows you to
Yeah.
do actually quite a lot more. Do you think that if it as it continues, it means that the talent pools become a lot bigger because there's more screening? And second of all, how now that you've got probably more applicants than ever, or the ability to having to sort through more candidates, how are you screening all of these people from just a resume, I'm assuming, or what are the types of tools that you're having to use?
Again, thank you to technology. That's again is my answer, because when you're using an applicant tracking system or an ATS, that's how we call it in recruitment and HR, then easily things are done, in the right way. But the most important thing in the part of the recruit and the part of the applicant is that making sure that your CV is updated, that you are writing everything correctly on your CV. You're not missing out any important information, or else the system will automatically reject you as per the requirements that we are looking for. So Teresa is there to help you out, guys, when it comes to writing an impressive CV, definitely. So yeah, I mean, you're correct. There are more applicants right now, and as always, the pain in the recruiters is that the applicants are applying even if their experience is not not in line with the position that is being posted in, online. So the help of technology right now is that we just put all the keywords, the responsibilities that are needed per position, and then the system will right away help you out in getting the right matches for the job. Yeah,
Fantastic.
and then, but it's not all about, of course, not all about just technology, because even after that you have to double check it by yourself and call out the people doing phone calls, phone screening, to make sure that they really wrote down all the correct information and everything is updated on their CVs or in their resumes.
Lance, I don't want to spend too much time on the CV side of this conversation because there's so much more to unpack. But could you just take us back? You said your application or your CV would be rejected by the software. Can you walk us through what do you mean by that? Does it simply mean the system does not even allow the resume to come through to your screening processes, or how does it mean by it's rejected?
Very good question. Yes, that's correct. CVs can be rejected, CVs can be selected depending on the keywords. There are very important keywords, because I think, Teresa, you're helping out your clients with regards to that. Very important keywords that are related to your position, related to your experiences, related to the skills, or even the personality and the trainings that you guys got. Because sometimes, if I am a finance professional and then I saw a job post related to customer service and I applied for that, then definitely the system will try to check if there's anything related to finance or customer service. If that's not match any of this, then definitely your CV will be rejected. So it is very important that you have all this important information on your CV in order for the system to check it.
So it just becomes not visible on your side. Is that what you're meaning?
That's correct. Yes, that's right.
Great, thank you. You also mentioned a really great point about phone screening. So obviously a lot of candidates are shortlisted once their CV or their LinkedIn profile has been recognized as someone of interest. What do you go about, or how do you go about a phone screening, and what do you ask, and how do you identify talent within a screening process?
Right. Phone screening is like the initial process for the recruiter to get to know more the candidates. So for me, phone screening actually is for us to verify the information that the candidates wrote down on their CVs. Very important, because we usually get inconsistent answers from candidates. They will just write down whatever is, whatever they think is good to look at, especially if the recruiters are not really, checking information or double checking information. They will just sugarcoat everything. But when the recruiters already call them and ask them different questions with regards to especially the experiences and the qualifications that they have, and they won't be able to answer those questions, then that's going to be a rejection right away from our side. So questions usually, Tricia, during the phone screening are just the verification of your education or your qualification, verification when it comes to your experiences, your expectations, the salary part that is being asked also so that we will not be wasting time later on. If we know that the salary that you're trying to get and what you're getting is not in line with the salary that is being put on this particular position, then we're not going to go ahead and pursue if we think that you're over the budget, or something is not in line with the salary and the compensation that we're supposed to give versus the one that you're expecting.
Fantastic. That's really, really great insights, Lance. Thank you. I also would like to ask you about talent. So once you've shortlisted, you've obviously screened your candidates, shortlisted, and then you're preparing them or getting the candidates ready to interview. How do you identify talent within the interview itself? What are you looking for in a candidate for them to be successful?
Right. So qualification is very important. That's number one, because it's always about job matching. Job matching is when you check the qualification and the experiences of the person versus whatever is needed for the job that is being posted, or what we need exactly for that person. Second is the personality and the attitude is very important, because one person might not be very experienced, but during the interview you find that that person is someone who's willing to learn, and ready to, ready to be a part of the company, and would really do a lot in order for them to learn more and contribute for the good of the business, then the recruiter can easily see that, and they can be shortlisted going to the next step of the process.
Mhm. Fantastic. That's really great. And in Dubai, especially, are you conducting a lot of digital or, Zoom and Google Hangouts, all of these types of interviews first, or are you still going towards face to face?
No, everything at the moment, I would say that 95% are really through online interviews. That's what's happening at the moment.
I think that it's going to remain like this, as you said, that it's, technology has really been a lifesaver. And even though it's sort of a deflationary event that's occurring, or technology is deflationary for us, but it actually enhances our productivity and makes things so much easier. So it works on both sides, I think. What would be some tips that you could give the audience in terms of how to, one, be successful with your application itself, whether it was a cover letter, LinkedIn, or CV, the initial application,
Mhm.
and then, of course, nailing the first interview?
Right. As mentioned already a while ago, the CV is yourself. I mean, you're selling. You start uh, selling yourself by presenting your CV and making sure that it is updated, it is cohesive, it is impressive. Let me use your word, Trisha. It is impressive, and you get all the information correct on there. Stop sugarcoating just to please the recruiter, because at the end, if they start doing the verification through interviews, you guys will definitely fail if you won't be able to defend whatever you have written on your CV. So CV is very, very important. It should summarize everything. Make sure not to make it very, very long. Just make a summary in the beginning and all the important things that you need to put in there. And when it comes to the interview, um, 5 tips that I can give. Number one is be on time. I mean, if the interview is at 5 p.m., make sure that at least 15 minutes before that you're ready and you're online. Second is always give a straight answer. As again, don't sugarcoat. Like, don't if go straight to the point, whatever the answer that you can give them. Third is make some research about the company. It's also very important, because sometimes recruiter would ask in relation to whatever question that they're asking, like, what do you know about the company? I mean, why did you say so? What do you know about the business, the process that we have, this and that. Number four is sell yourself, but don't oversell it. I mean, you can always make sure impress the interviewer, but don't oversell. Don't, again, the word is sugarcoating. Don't sugarcoat too much. Just talk exactly as per your experience. And number five is be courteous, and always thank the interviewer after the process.
Fantastic. These are amazing tips. I have got just two more questions for you, Lance, if it's fine with you. I think it's been
Sure.
a value-packed, session. So thank you so much. The first one, or should say the second last one, is LinkedIn. Are you using this as a tool to recruit, whether it's for the UAE or externally, or are you usually using other job boards?
Recruitment Light is my best friend, Trisha.
Mm, yeah.
Yeah, so it is very important for everyone to have a LinkedIn account, because most of us, I mean, because depending on where you are working, not all of us are having our job portals, depending on the country. Because, like for me, as mentioned to you, I have some clients in the UK, and I cannot use the job portal that is UAE based. So I go to LinkedIn 100% of the time. So make sure that your LinkedIn is updated. You have the right photo. Very important, because it's not Facebook. Facebook is definitely different from LinkedIn. Always do that. Always make sure that you have the very professional photo in there. Make sure it is updated with your education, with your experiences, with the companies that you're working with as of the moment, and everything. So yes, LinkedIn is still the number one where recruiters like me go to in order for us to get the right candidate for the jobs that we are hiring for.
Robust filtering system that you can literally, filter, down to the T on what you're looking for. So yeah, I think you hit
Yes.
the nail on the head. LinkedIn is huge, especially in the UAE. Not so much, I know, for example, in the US and even in Australia and UK, it's not as big, but definitely in the UK. Sorry, definitely in the UAE. Um,
Exactly.
Yeah, so my last and final question before I say thank you so much is what other sectors or titles that are hiring at the moment? What job openings are you seeing the most frequently?
Oh, sure. Looking at LinkedIn, Trisha, in most of my clients in the UK, in the US, and here, besides F&B, because F&B definitely was not really affected by the pandemic, I would say, because everybody still needs food. Everybody needs, everybody needs still to go to restaurant, either for takeaway or going there. But most of the jobs that I'm getting right now are digital, actually, IT related and digital related.
Mhm, mhm.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting. Because I mean, technology, as what we mentioned in the beginning of our conversation. So most of the companies are looking now for engineers, software engineers. I've been just recently, I was working on one of the Microsoft engineers that they need for the US, three of them for networking, for IT, and all that. So these are most of the jobs that I'm seeing as of the moment. Well, F&B, as mentioned, hospitality is there as well for the top position going down to the lowest position that they're hiring for. But most of the IT and digital positions are really, really in demand as of now.
I think there's such a skills shortage at the minute. You know, even the likes of coding, and it's quite often the people who are in the lower socioeconomic countries that are actually quite skilled in these domains. So it's a really great opportunity for these parts of the region and the world to be able to excel in this sector. So, Len,
Agree.
thank you so much. I really appreciate your time. You have been absolutely wonderful. How can people get a hold of you, whether it's companies wanting to maybe partner with you to be able to help their recruitment process?
Sure. Well, I'm gonna send you that, Trisha, later on because I'm currently in the process of building another Facebook page as well as the website that we're doing because we're trying to launch a new project, which hopefully we can work with together. We will be announcing it later on to the people so we can help them out when it comes to looking for a job here in the UAE.
Fantastic. Lance, thank you so much once again. Take care and stay safe.